Hello and welcome to AAA Reviews. I'm Alex and today I am going to be reviewing the figure line from the 1991 Playmates Toxic Crusaders. Now, a little bit of history about Toxic Crusaders. Originally, Trauma Inc. were a movie company, production company, and they made films called The Toxic Avenger. It was like R-rated, super gory. It would still be R-rated to this day, trust me. When that license sort of ran stale and they didn't know what to do with it, what would be a good idea? Let's make a kids show. But it turned out to be a really good idea because this was a fantastic TV series. Sadly, it only ran for one season, 13 episodes, of which I've just finished watching. Reliving my childhood. It has been absolutely awesome, like nostalgia lane. It's been absolutely amazing. Me and Alfie have been watching them and he's get to learn about these characters and that. There's a lot of adult jokes in there that kind of go over your heads and things that you couldn't say now, but you could back then. You get away with it. A really good TV series. It spawned loads of merchandise, including comic books, you know, lunch boxes. I remember having the lunch box and all the rest of it as a child. And it spawned a figure line from Playmates. So we're going to be taking a good look at them today. They are very expensive and very difficult to get hold of, but we'll talk about that as we do it. If you haven't already, please hit a like, please hit subscribe, please turn on notifications, and please share with your friends to help this channel grow. I really appreciate the support, and all of you are already subscribed. That's really cool. We are officially in Christmas month. I will be knocking out a few videos this next couple of weeks, then I'll be having a break and coming back in the new year. Obviously family life, all that sort of thing gets in the way, so we're gonna have to take a little break, but until then there's plenty of reviews still to come, including some X-Men next week and so on and so forth. With all that said, let's jump in to this review. Okay, let's start this review with the main guy himself, Toxie. Melvin is tricked into wearing a tutu, gets all embarrassed by Bonehead's girlfriend in the first episode, and then he falls into some waste left by Kilimoth and Psycho, and he becomes a super-sized, superhuman strength monster, i.e. Toxic Crusader Toxie. Really cool character. This is a sealed one. They are very expensive and very difficult to get. He has a super mop, which is like a sentient being. It's kind of got a mind of its own, and he comes with a little character which I'll show you in a minute, that comes out of this little plastic green package in there. This one has slightly yellowed, but he is completely sealed down and is in a really good condition. I'll swing it around so you can take a look at the back, because look how cool and retro this packaging is. Absolutely awesome. These are really cool, made by Playmates, of course, who made the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so they're very similar. These cases are about £8. You can pick them up on places like eBay and other places, but basically they're just protective cases. I think because of the price of the figures and because of the rarity, it's worth getting if you've got any Toxic Crusaders. I'd say this one here ranges on average between 125 to £200, sometimes plus. Very difficult to get. I also have a loose example to show you. There he is with his bin lid sort of shield, his super mop. I mean, we'll take a look at the back of him. He is really cool. Fighting crime and pollution. Super cool character. Lots of jokes and stuff in the TV series. Really cool. And in that little bag is a glow-in-the-dark Blobby. Now, in the cartoon, he was more sort of a pinkish purple colour, depending on the light. But there is Blobby, glow-in-the-dark, and still glows in the dark to this day. Loose prices. With no accessories, you're looking at £10 to £15, but with the accessories, you could pay upwards. I mean, a completed one, you're probably looking at £60 completely, like with everything, and that's including the little cans and the things like that. One like this, you're probably looking at around £35, £40. They aren't cheap. They are pretty expensive, but very collectible. Next up, we've got Kilimoth, a cockroach from the planet Smuggler trying to pollute Traumaville. Trauma Inc. Traumaville. It's all very much just basically made up on the spot, some of this stuff, but it worked so well. It's crazy. he and his fellow smugglers want to basically ruin Earth and turn it into a polluted planet so that he and his cockroach friends can live on the planet. He is really cool, comes with this really cool backpack, which I think they instruct you to put a flower in. I don't know, I don't remember ever doing that as a child. Let's have a look at the back, see what you get with him. You get a toxic glow-in-the-dark plutonium canister. That'll be what's in the little bag. I do have a loose example. Here he is, a loose example of Kilimoth, and if you look, the paintwork on the legs are different. They sort of just splatter paint on them, so it's different each and every figure, which is pretty cool compared to the one that I've got loose here. I mean, these are not cheap. I'm going to say Kilimoth is unpunched, really nice plastic seal. I mean, look, $1.99. I love seeing the original stickers, because original stickers to me are like just part of the charm, part of the character to the toy. So I always advise you guys, don't remove them. They are really cool. I'm going to say a Kilimoth in this sort of condition, you're looking at 100 to 150. There is a bit of crumple on the plastic, but I'm going to say it's a very sought after and very expensive figure, and this one's in very good condition other than that. A loose one like this, I'm going to say with the accessories, even, I mean, very rare that you find the cape. I'm going to say probably around £30 for one of this condition. You can get in without the backpack, without this piece, and without the gun. You're probably looking at just £10 again. But with these little accessories, it does boost the price up a little bit. I have seen this gun alone sell for around £10. Some of the accessories can sell for quite a lot of money. So there is Kilimoth. I'm just going to post up a picture of what he looks like when he takes his mask off. Wow. Super cool there. So in case you guys had forgotten, that is what's hidden under this hideous mask of Kilimoth. Next up, we've got another Toxic Crusader. Turns up in episode 1 with Nozone to help Toxie out. This is Major Disaster. The details on this guy are insane. Some really cool sculpting on this figure. I'm absolutely blown away by it. It's just absolutely awesome. Classic Playmates. He comes with some pretty cool accessories. His superpower is he is able to control plant life and trees. And I may have forgotten to mention, as well as Toxie having his sentient mop, he also has the power to basically he calls it traumatomes when he realizes there's some danger coming. I forgot to mention that. Let's take a look at the back, what we'd get in that little plastic. Oh, I'm not sure. Plant popping Toxie glow in the dark splatter. So I think that's what comes in the little bag, because I think if we look on the front, you get the backpack, you get the gun, you get the knife, and you get the, oh no, glow in the dark. It'll be the glow in the dark toxin bombs, will it? Yes, sorry, it'll be the glow in the dark toxic bombs. I'm guessing his little legs do just glow up. I do have a loose version here. The detail on this is absolutely, wow, it's mental. I mean, look how cool this is. He is a really cool character. He was in a military base. He falls into a radioactive swamp, and then he ends up with his superpowers. I mean, look how cool that is. Major Disaster. Really cool. One like this, just on its own, £10 to £15. With all his accessories, I'm going to say around £60. And one like this, you're probably looking at £150 plus. Next up, we've got Bonehead. This is a super character. His head glows up, all his accessories, his gas mask, his super cool guns, they all glow in the dark. And in this little bag you get like a little knife with a bone handle. Super cool. He is a mainstay throughout the TV series. He ends up trying to pick on Yvonne. Toxie comes to the rescue, throws him in acid, and he becomes Bonehead. He is forever carrying out Kilimoth's evil plans, and of course always fails. If you look at this one is being sealed on at an angle. That is not a reseal, it's just sometimes they do that. I've seen a Major Disaster that was sort of screw with when it's on, but that's, you know, it's just one of those things. A really cool character. He had a super cool bike, which I don't have. I think it was the Smog Psycho. I'll see if I can pop a picture up now of the Smog Psycho. It's a really cool bike. I did have it as a child. This one again, I'm going to say, he means unpunched. One in this kind of condition, you're probably looking at around 125 because it has been put on screw with. It's not a big deal. It's all there, it's all intact. 125 and then plus, it just depends. A loose one like this, again, just £10. I mean, he's missing his little sticker there. That's the kind of sort of wear and tear you get when you get them loose. One that's completely complete, in really good condition, with all his accessories, I would say would probably sell for around £60. Right, sadly, I do not have any more complete, and can you blame me, because they are very expensive and very difficult to get. However, I do have all of the others loose. So let's take a look at this guy. This is Nozone. He is super cool. He got his powers by falling into a silo of radioactive pepper, which gave him sneeze power. This is a really super cool detailed figure. If we look at the back of him, if we put some slime in the back of his head, it then protrudes out of his nose to look like snot. How cool is that? One like this would cost you just £10. Again, a sealed one would cost you over anywhere from 125 to 175, I'm going to say. That would be for a sealed, really good conditioned one. Next up, we've got Headbanger. Now, I'm going to post a couple of pictures up right now on screen. We have Bender, the evil scientist, to your left, and Fender, the surfer dude, to your right. In episode 2, these guys get fused together in an experiment. They start off bad, helping Kilimoth, but then after seeing Yvonne and realising Toxie can still get girls, which was one of their slogans, they're gross but they still get girls, they decide to become a good guy and join the Toxic Crusaders. Now, he did come with a cool sort of double pink gun as well, but like, I don't have that complete with this one. The accessories are expensive on their own, so it's a case of when I find one at a car boot or something, I will do. We'll take a look at the back of him. One like this, without the board, probably 10. With the board, he's probably gives him a bit more price loose wise at about 20. Complete with everything, this one probably would cost around £35–40, I'm going to say, complete with everything. He's not as expensive as some of the others. In the box, however, you're probably looking at around 125 and then upwards. Next up, we've got Junkyard Dog. Half dog, half hobo is the way it's described. You wouldn't get away with saying that in 2021, but back in the 90s it was all good. They fused together to become Junkyard Dog, and I think he turns up around episode 3, possibly. I think it may have been episode 4. And he joins the Toxic Crusaders. Sadly, this one, his tongue, it's supposed to like roll up and fall out, but this one's damaged. It's sort of been ripped off there, which is a shame. One in this kind of condition would cost around £10 delivered, not a lot. I did see a sealed one with all of his accessories, etc., sell for around £139 the other week. So that's the kind of price you're looking at for a sealed one. Next up, we've got Kilimoth's right-hand man, the evil genius Psycho, who basically sees everything and basically tells you everything that's going to happen in the TV series. He always gives away the plot. Kilimoth always says to him, don't be crazy, that could never happen, but everything he kind of predicts. I'll give him a little spin around so we can look at the back. He gets right. Now, sadly, he's missing loads of cool accessories, such as these pink bits that come out. He had a glow-in-the-dark foot, a really cool orange mask and some weapons, but he hasn't got any of that with him. One in that condition, you're probably looking at 150 sealed plus. A loose one like this would probably cost you just around £10. With all of his accessories, I'm going to say loose, probably around £60. Next up, we have the Radioactive Rangers. Now, these guys just turn up constantly and always get taken out by the Toxic Crusaders. They get beat down and they are just literally cannon fodder. They always get their basically backsides handed to them. They are like cockroaches in under the masks, and I don't remember seeing that in the cartoon, but I do remember seeing it in the comic, so that's pretty cool. A Radioactive Ranger, they're quite desirable even loose, because people want to build sort of armies with them, army building. I mean, it's quite difficult just to get this bin. They did come with backpacks, etc. Sealed in the packet, new, you're probably looking at £175 to £200 for a Radioactive Ranger. They are very sought after, they're very expensive. Loose, with nothing like this one, you're probably looking at, again, just £10. One with all of his accessories, and that's all the backpack and everything else loose, you're probably looking at around 60 UK pounds. Now, while we're here, I'm going to mention some of the figures we didn't get. So Sarsosta, or Starship, the cockroach, who Kilimoth was answering to, we never got a figure of that. Yvonne, she's near blind and blonde, but and also not very bright, but to like Toxie says, 2 out of 3 isn't bad. She sings and it is absolutely terrible. It's a running joke throughout the TV series. We also didn't get a Toxie's mum. A big part of the TV series looks after all the Toxic Crusaders. She's pretty cool. Mayor Grodies, we didn't get one of him. He was always doing evil, devious deals with Dr. Kilimoth and is all about the money. We also didn't get Paluto, this oil slick monster who they defeat with cat litter, and he explodes in the first episode, but he also makes reappearance in a couple of episodes later on. So definitely a character we would like to see. I do believe, or I do think, there may have been someone that was planning on making that and they never did, like a prototype. There may be some prototypes of the guys and characters I'm mentioning now. We also never got a Snail Man, who was from the Troma River. This little tune popped on every time he arrived. Snail Man, really cool. Super hard shell, sludge cannon that he fires off his back, and he has a love for speed, and he has super suction plungers. We didn't get a figure of him, which is a shame. Maybe we would have got it in wave 2. And of course the Evo Mower Man with super strength and super shears. We didn't get a figure of him, which is a shame when you think how cool and look how retro and colourful all these figures are to get. It's just absolutely awesome. Some of the vehicles, like the I don't have any of the vehicles sadly, but the Smog Psycho, you had the skateboard that Toxie went on, which I think they also used in Turtles. They just recoloured and painted it, that kind of thing. So it was used in both. Kilimoth had a really cool helicopter too. I mean, I just absolutely love everything. Even if we look into here at the artwork, it's as retro as it gets. It definitely is. There's the Smog Psycho, absolutely cool. Just retro nostalgia goodness. Really, really cool TV series. It's cleanup time. It's just such a shame that there was only one series and that was the end of it. So there you are. There is the Toxic Crusaders. A really cool retro toy line, one of the best. A lot of people sort of forget about it until you kind of start reminding them of it. This is the only thing I have left, a lunchbox flask, no lid. It's the only original thing, and my mum found this for me, and I just thought, you know what, it's destined to be. I need to make a Toxic Crusader video. Jimmy Yivak, I'm sorry if I've killed your name, but that guy hooked me up with all these really cool loose Toxic Crusaders, so a big thanks to you. I really appreciate it. Next week I'm going to be doing some more Toy Biz X-Force. We're going to be carrying on with that, so make sure you tune in for that. Until then, good luck searching for that toy gold.